That's Coco and Kobe. It took him a little while after I put him back out, but he has rediscovered her. And they're ready and raring to go as a bonded pair. They were separated for quite a while. I think what I have discovered on the whole who finishes raising the babies, first of all, I've discovered that you can leave the parents in there together if there's no nest box around, which is a nice discovery. And I've also discovered that although the males do an adequate job, the females are the ones that if you leave them with the babies, they're territorial, defensive, my babies, and doing the heavy mothering. Whereas the fathers are more lackadaisical about it. They'll feed any chick you put in there with them if it screams loud enough. And there's no territorialness, which kind of works, but it means that you're taking a hen who's hardwired to finish raising those babies and completely devastating her by taking her away from them. So, you know, now that I know how that works, when I can, in the fledgling cages, I'll leave both parents in there. And then pull the father first rather than the mother, unless the mother starts looking like she's going south. As far as I've ever heard, and my own personal experience, it's the hens that attack the chicks if anyone's going to attack them. So, there's Azul out here saying, I did my job. Thank you very much. There's her Storm, live and ready to go. The interesting thing is Storm is really fat. Now, he's a tiny little bird. So, but he's actually, for him, he's hefty right now, even after just raising all those babies, so. But why am I out here? I'm out here because Butterfield's fertility test failed. He is not, oh look, that's Sparky and Kelly up there. I just put Kelly back out here. And they were a bonded pair, and Sparky still remembers that, apparently. There's Azul and Storm. So I have an empty cage, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I want to do with it. There is one more fertility test in here, and that is this guy, Vistus. He and Luscious failed last time. There's Luscious over there. They still act like a bonded pair out here. But they failed last time. Luscious got egg-bound and then rejected the egg and never laid any more eggs. Now, one of the things that I learned with old Coco over here, who got egg-bound every time I tried to breed her to Porky. Well, it turns out that long delay in egg laying and then a resulting egg-bound incident is related to male infertility. Apparently what happens is the hen's body forms the egg when it knows the egg has been fertilized. Now, that sounds a little, maybe even a little far-fetched, but being a female human, I happen to know that the instant a female human is pregnant, that teeny little multicellular organism starts cranking out a hormone that causes morning sickness. So clearly it's affecting the woman's body immediately, even when it's on the cellular level. So I have a feeling, and I've seen this several times before, I'm starting to put this together. I have a feeling that give a hen a box and a male that actively breeds her, and her body will start working on forming an egg, but it's holding off, waiting for the egg to get fertilized, okay, before it forms a shell. So it's waiting. Her body is stalling. Even as she's breeding to an infertile male that's never going to fertilize her. So what'll happen is she carries the egg in her gut for a week or more, waiting for fertility, and then the body says, okay, well, we got to get rid of the egg because fertility isn't going to happen, and finally does form a shell on it, and then after it's been in there for way too long, she tries to lay it and has a hard time getting it out. And the reason I think this is the case, this is me theorizing here, this is not God's written truth or anything, but the reason I suspect this is the case is because I tried to breed this hen to Porky 3 different times. 3 different times she delayed laying. It took her a long time to get around to laying. 3 different times she was egg-bound with the first egg. This time around, I pulled Porky and stuck Kobe in there, and there was no egg-bound incident. She started laying eggs instantly. Could have been a coincidence, but maybe not. So, and I think I've also seen this, like, okay, with Luscious. It took her a long time to get around to laying that egg, and she got egg-bound. But even more telling, she didn't lay any more eggs after that. She stopped laying. So I really suspect that Vistus is infertile. But the problem is that I have lost my entire Texas Clear Body line. I'd be inclined to just drop him, put him with the other males that are infertile, but I lose my entire Texas Clear Body line except for Limey. Where's Limey? There's Limey and Marine over there. Because, what was her name? Crystal died, and Vision doesn't lay eggs. She's infertile. So that leaves me with Limey, who I have 2 beautiful baby boys from, and Vistus, who I suspect is infertile, but I'm not really in a position to just go, yeah, he's probably infertile, and toss him, because I really need one other bloodline feeding into my Clear Body line. But I don't want to breed him to her, because they're a bonded pair. See that? I don't know. I fear that she's going to get egg-bound again, and she's a high-value hen. But on the other hand, I can't breed him to a low-value hen, A, because I don't have any right now, and B, I don't know. I don't have any right now. There is no low-value hen here, and if he finally does manage to make fertility, then I then have chicks by a low-value hen in my Texas Clear Body line. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. Should I put him in there with her? They are a bonded pair. He is trying to mate her and see what happens. Or should I maybe try pairing him with Lilith over here, who, she was with Razzle for a while, but eventually rejected him because she got beat out by a breeding coalition of sterile males. Pain in my hiney. So now she doesn't really have a mate. I would love to breed her to Sparky up there and start an opaline line out of them, because she's a stunning opaline and so is he. But maybe the fact that she's not bonded to Vistus would cause her to reject him if he's infertile. But then maybe she'd reject him anyway because he's not her mate. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I'll let you know what I decide. That looks awfully cozy. Maybe that would be the best way to go. After all, if they're bonded like that and they have a nest box, they should start laying very darn fast. And if she delays again, then that would tell me he's infertile. But on the other hand, I'm afraid of losing her. I don't know. It's a conflict. I'll let you know what I decide.